How's it going, everybody? Got to check on the video and the audio. Is everything working all right? Let me know. Hey, Tim, how you doing? Tim, is the sound okay and the video? Hi, Brian. Everything working all right? Hey, neighbor. Well, we got a beautiful day today, don't we? Finally. Hi, Dom. Everything's okay. Great. Thank you. Oh boy. Hey, Tim. Cuckoo. Hey, Eric, how you doing? Bobo, good to see you guys. Ilko, see if I can get this thing working. I'd read that if you do this and you do this, or there were different things that you could do, and your screen would put up the balloons. With mine, it just happens when I'm not trying everything. Hi, Kaz, Michael. How's everybody doing? Oh, anyway, what I thought we'd talk about today. Hey, Chili Burger. What I thought we'd talk about today are the looking at the new watches that came out in Watches and Wonders this year. I'm still looking for, so oh boy, I gotta have that. But I found some really interesting ones. How about you guys? Anything? Oh, good. The natural light, great. It's all working. So, well, let me start things off here with what I was looking for. Well, was a good watch like Larique, which is, really getting some top-notch watchmakers and getting it at a price you can afford. I think right now, more than anyone else, the company that seems to be able to do it the best is that have a really good movement, good this, good everything at a decent entry level price for your high horology, if you want to I'll call it excellent horology, would be H. Moser. On the other end, sort of really getting started, one that I liked, and I did like this, was the Nomos. They have this Nomos, which I don't know. It's like in all these different colors. I forgot how many colors they have. Something like 38 different colors, and they made 170 per color. And so if there's a color you like, I want that color. Or there's only 175 of them, so you got a rare watch. But it was the other things. I got 38 millimeters. That's good. That'll work with me. Usually I sort of like between 39 and 41, but 38 will work. And I think it'll work for a lot of other people too. They have a DUW 4101, one of their DUW movements. And it's $2,000. Now, to me, that's got a whole lot of different things. Also, it's very thin. It's a very thin watch. It's got a lot of stuff for a lot of people. Um, Kaz, you're sort of into Showpack. Do they have anything new? I, I was looking at a lot of different ones. I didn't run across them yet. Oh, you like the new oh, the one from Parmigiani. Um, I love the Toric. I always have. I think, in fact, before it was the Toric, it was called the Ionic. Always thought that was a great one. Not too long ago, I found one at the what's it called, the watch outlet, and it's brand new. It was Toric QF, which quality fluier for. I don't understand. Come on, do your thumb up trick. um, and it was 15,000, brand new. I saw this new one that just came out and got very excited about it. It was $50,000 though, and I think, man, 25 is a lot, but whew, man, that was it was a beautiful watch, and I like the Toric, but man, I tell you, that's 50,000 different. It's sort of I guess it's a different bailiwick. What else did you see? Let's see. Hi, Don. How you doing? Don from Hawaii. Yeah. Hey, Big Sal. The Green Dow VC Overseas. Ooh, yeah. That I like too. Michael, the Cartier Santos that the hour and minute hands run counterclockwise. Gee, I didn't see that one. That sounds like a neat one now. I'm curious about how the Larique auction went. Yeah. The Larique auction, it went okay. They were hoping to get 20,000 for it. They got 18,000, and I think the guy got a deal. We had a perfect storm of getting a watch to them in time. I mean, we were in time, but I'll tell you, we didn't think that the ostrich strap would be a problem. It was a problem. I mean, you've got to have, it's sort of like you have to have the ostrich's name, and was he a good ostrich or a bad ostrich? Did he have a criminal record? It was from some, they want to know, is it farmed? Is it this? Is it that? And where was it? It's like, you know, so they finally got it there the Monday after the gala. I mean, I tell you, it just drove me nuts. Mine, I screwed it up naturally and had to send it back. I didn't want to go there never mind. It was just leave it to Beaver to screw it up. So anyway, but it was, it was pretty good. The thing is that Larique is, the collectors know Larique, or some collectors, but it's starting to get pretty well known now, which is sort of cool. I was looking at the list of brands that they had for the Grand Prix, and Larique was on it as one of the, you choose from this big list of brands, and Larique was one you could choose from. So I thought, wow, well, that's good. But the new Larique is just gorgeous. But I mean, there are things that happen through no fault of, it looks like, anybody. The watch turns out great. That's the good part. It turned out great, but there are all these other things going on that the pipeline sort of seems that they're about as jammed up as my arteries. So, but it's smoothing out, and the great quality. So those are good things. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to get off track. Okie doke. Let's see. Michael, Cartier Santos. I like the Santos. Tim, Cartier is the only one with a winner. It's mono pusher chronograph. It's a beauty. Yeah, that was a nice one. Hi, Lazard. How you doing, man? Okay. Don't be disappointed. That was a pretty amazing and was for a wonderful cause. Yeah, I agree. I think a bunch of kids are going to get scholarship to come with that. I don't know what there was sort of a Kari Voot and Lannon had done a lifetime membership card. And hey, I'll see if I can do one of these. It's supposed to do all of this stuff with this crazy new thing. Yeah, I agree, Dom. Hey, Mask. What's the topic? Okay, the topic or what watches did we like or didn't like too much that came out of this year's Watches and Wonders. Hey, Mason, how you doing? What's your impression of the new IWC Portugueser? You know, by and large, I've always liked the Portugueser. I didn't notice the new one. There's something about that watch I've always liked. One thing is that they were never very clear about the movement, and that's a shame. Hey, Lee, how you doing, man? The Toric, yeah, the Toric I love, but you know what I would if I want a Toric, I would go to the watch outlet, get a brand new one, Toric QF. They have one for 15,000. The new one that came out when Parmigiani was 50,000. And you know, $50,000 is still a whole lot for a watch. And I don't know. I like Parmigiani so much that it's hard for me to say anything but positive things about it. But at that price point, man, I tell you, they need a Toric. If you're going to have a Toric, you should make it a 18,000, something like that, so I could, you know, would be within hand grenade range of what I could afford. I'll tell you one. Did any of you see this one? This was really wild. Company called Beauregard watches. Sounds like something out of the antebellum South. It's not. It's been around for a while, and they make these really gorgeous women's watches. Anyway, they got together with V&E Holder and made one called the YourLeast. They're either the observatory hands like we have on our Lariques, or they're these sort of big brigade hands with these big poems on the end of them. And the reason I'm not sure is that it's sort of like somebody is wearing a small sculpture. It's really beautiful. I mean, it's just this incredible watch, but you can barely read the time. But it's such a good looking watch. You turn it over and you can see this incredible movement. So Beauregard, so they said, okay, so we're going to have one for men. $120,000. Holy smoke. Man, no one's got a problem with kicking those things over 100,000. This watch is, I got to say, the Beauregard and the Beauregard, you got to say that with an accent, I think. Real beauty, but man, 120,000. I don't know. You know, one I sort of like is the Tag Heuer Carrera. They came out with a new one called the 7753 SN. And the SN is for Silver Noir, which is dark silver. It's color, not, I don't think it's made out of dark silver. 7,500. Now, that's not a bad, I mean, you know, and of course they have what do they call them? Caliber 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's some version of an ETA. I don't know. I want Kasapi to whip those guys into shape and start creating new movements for them. So anyway, those were for the most interesting release in 2 weeks ago was the 42 millimeter 50 Fathoms. Not everyone can wear one, price notwithstanding. Hey, Caesar, how you doing, man? The affordable side. I like the Chopard and the Chopec. You know, I like both of those brands a lot, and they're really good price. Gotta say though, the new Chopard Alpine Eagle, it's a big 44 millimeter Panda chronometer. I don't know. It's 25,000. I mean, it's sort of like I don't know who they're in competition with. I like Chopard. Chopard can put together Alpine Eagle. I think belongs somewhere under 10, maybe between 10 and 20,000. And the watch, a Panda. I mean, how original is that? It's got a Chopard. And the numbers they have is 03.05-C. I like Chopard, like I said, but not crazy about that. In the same way that I like Parmigiani, but not a 50,000 toric. He should have something more reasonable, something for us. Okay, what else you guys have? Caesar, I like some launches just before. Okay, the new code 1159. Yeah, there are a lot of 1159s I like. They've got some nice looking watches. They're still, to me, I'm not saying they're overpriced because they are really excellent watches. What I'm saying is they're overpriced for me. I can't afford them. But this is one of the things they're doing. This is my tourbillon. I got this tourbillon. This is my $140 tourbillon. And I had a black strap on it, and so I got more of a tan one to go with the my tourbillon. This thing keeps great time, and tourbillons. If it were like a pocket watch, I could put it in here. That tourbillon would be something. But I got to tell you, it's a lot of fun watching this tourbillon go around. It keeps great time. I think I have to take it apart again and get some new hands for it. I really have something. But for tourbillon, man, I tell you, never quite trusted tourbillon. This is another watch that I've had it for a while. It was one of my few watches that is pre 21st century. This is my Longines, and it's got a big long name that I can't pronounce, but it's basically an equation of time watch. What a great watch. I love Longines. Longines is one of those brands, unfortunately, that are under the Swatch thumb. They 1989, I think I was probably pre-Swatch. Anyway, they really came out with a nice watch. Now this one I got a nice band for. I got this is from ABP Concepts Paris. This Gator band, so it's like, heck, I'll get what I can afford and then put a nice band on it. Okay, what else we got here? Hey, John. Prices follow more than inflation. Yeah, they got They are all over the place. You know, I have some people who invest in watches. Ah, hey, I made the balloons work. Yuck, 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 yuck. There we go. um, yeah, I took a silly pill this morning, I think. As an investment, they talk about watches as a hedge against inflation. I don't know. What, when inflation goes away, you're going to have your watch will still have some kind of, it will be more valuable. I don't know. A watch is to me, it's for collection if you're a hobbyist. Okay, what else you got here? Yeah, Chopard has a new dial texture. We wear the mask. The steel sports watches don't have the same value, but they target those against Nautilus and Royal Oak, and still a deal currently. You know, I've always liked the Nautilus. That's another watch I like. And at the gala that they had in New York, the guy sitting next to me had a Nautilus. Real interesting guy. He wasn't a watch guy. He may be after after having to put up with me for an hour or 2 hours, whatever it was. But his son was, and he came to the gala. He brought his son to the gala. Guy from Texas, real nice guy. Had a great time with him. But he wore a Nautilus, I think, the way you should wear a Nautilus. In fact, the way you should wear any watch. Not as something to show off, but something you really like. And maybe not so much showing off, but sharing. You share it with other, like I share, oh, this is my Larique Etude #1. You know, what do you got? You know, it's sort of fun to see theirs and so on and so forth like that. Hey, Kyle, how you doing? The new Chopard Quality Fleurier in steel. Ooh, I didn't see that, Kyle. That does sound cool. See if I can try to get the thumbs. Hey, thumbs. Sometimes the thumbs will float up. Yeah, I know. And they come very expensive. Yeah, I know. Geez. You know, having gone through the trials and tribulations of everything that happens and putting a watch together with Larique, and I tell you, I think it'd be very tough going into the watch business. I think some guys have been successful. Some of these micro brands have they're sort of like mushrooms. They come up, then they disappear. But I think some of them, they come up, they make some money, and they go back and count their money, and that's it. I think if they've been through the process, they figured, man, I don't want to have to do that again. But the outcome of it, it can really be great. Getting to know watches, I don't know. I find myself in a position that it's a, you talk about a crapshoot. Somebody coming out with a new watch, the cost for development, the cost for promotion, advertisement, everything that you really have to do to have a successful watch these days. Something else. A rancher has it was a meh fest. A meh fest. Yeah, the like I said, that the Beauregard, I was really impressed by the Beauregards, but it was basically the Beauregard was done with Beauregard and Vianney Halder. So my guess is that Vianney Halder did the movement and Beauregard did the rest of the watch. and it's really an amazing looking watch, but it looks more like the time. These guys, skeletonized watches, how hard it is to tell the time. Well, they just topped that with this beautiful watch. So Rolex 2024. Would you like gold with that? Yeah. Somehow managing to make Tudor look more exciting. That's been going on for a while. The original, that sort of the black and red Back Bay. Is it Black Bay? Black Bay. There's a part of Boston called Back Bay. This is the Black Bay that Tudor has. Yeah, Caesar. Yeah, that's the green dial overseas. I like that one too. That is a neat watch. Oh my God. Rancher. Hey, Dominic. Long established companies don't like pop up companies. They're like, yeah, you're right, Dom. That's a good point. Um, the company that I like was Dumont. There's they made 300 watches. I think they had 3 different colors, had 100 of each color. Was super reasonable price, right around 2,000, 2,500. Great watch. They had a Salida movement in it. They didn't try to call it anything else, and the price did reflect that. I mean, the price was not crazy high. They sold out. They sold every last one of them, and it was a good looking watch. It was well made. It was all Swiss, and I that those are kinds that you can do. Salida has different grades of movements, just like ETA. They have the standard grade, the elaborate grade, the top grade, and then the COSC grade. Well, you can do a lot with those. The same thing. Another one too. I think there's some other watchmakers. My favorite is naturally Agonar. They make these wonderful movements. Um, but there are some other ones. It's like a Dufour movement is really wonderful. Well, they make a handful of them, and that's what I'd like to do. That's what we got to. That would be a thing to do with Larique. I'd like to have not Larique, maybe do it another way, is to have them build a really simplicity type of movement, time only, and have it as an off the shelf kind of thing, and have it so they can make a whole bunch of them. And when I say a whole bunch, like maybe 1,000 is a whole bunch, for I was thinking that what Rolex makes 1.5 million a year or something like that, and Patek Philippe has 50,000, and a whole lot to us is, well, maybe 300 or 400. Okay, what you got here? What else we got? Kyle, IWC Eternal. Is that the same as a perpetual calendar, Kyle? That tracks skipping century, leap year. Wow. Wow, that sounds pretty good. 2,100? Oh, yeah. Mason, what is the community calling the gray GMT master? The GMT master. Is that a Rolex watch? I look W&W and guess what I can get 40% below retail in a year. There you go. That would be certainly a way to look at. Hey, Kaz, green meteorite, promenade. Now, is that the Chopek, Kaz? Oh my God, I am so on board with that. Will it be in steel? At Maison de Bruce Wayne. Alfred. The Alfred? Jeez. Okay, it's frying pan time. Well, let's see. We can talk some more at 4:00. Why don't we do this at 4:00? Here'd be a topic. Either that, or I'll wait and see what Rancher has all these great topics he provides me with. I was thinking maybe what we could do would be sort of the ideal watch you'd like to see from a certain company. Say, I'd like to see this company come out with this. Let's see if I can get the balloons again. Balloons. I think this is a rude thing in England, so I got to be careful. This is victory. This is up yours. Let's talk about that. What does Rancher say? Okay, Rancher, the topic master. That's right. Quick train set. Okay, John, let's see. I was surprised to see the size of washer movement. Yeah. I think so too. Well, look, guys, got to run. Thanks to everybody getting up so early, and see you this afternoon. We'll see what we come up with.